Hello, wonderful souls. Wonderful to have you here today, tonight, or whenever you're tuning in. This is the 21st portal, and this one is called the softening. I do hope you enjoy and you embrace the journey ahead for however many more minutes this will go for. So I want you to begin with a slow breath in, hand on your heart, welcome, beloved, and just take a breath and arrive. This 21st portal is a sacred threshold where we step through each month. Now, the softening, it's not the kind of softening that makes you small, and it's not weakness. This is the softening that melts the armor, the kind that opens the heart without apology. You don't need to know what's going to happen. You don't need to do it all perfectly. You just get to be here and breathe. So let this just be your sacred pause. Let this be your return. Now, if you see me looking up, I'm just looking at my notes to give you the very best that you can receive today. So, a little bit about me. I'm Shelster, transformational guide, frequency activator, and embodied oracle. My vision was to bring this 21st portal alive with the Circle 21, which is a membership where we get to do sacred remembrance, embodiment, and energetic truth guide to journey you home to your soul. Over 30 years' experience in transformation and healing and somatic arts, I've weaved and lived these experiences with divine transmissions, helping others move from survival patterns into soul-led devotion. So my work is rooted into the 5D consciousness, so emotional liberation and reclamation of the self, anchoring presence and power. As a mother, a grandmother, and devoted partner, I bring a deeply grounded frequency of love, truth, and legacy into everything I create. So, what is the softening? Well, the softening is the conscious practice of releasing the armor we built to survive, so we can finally remember who we were always meant to be. So there is a core definition, and that core definition is softening is the conscious practice of releasing the armor we built to survive, so we can finally remember who we're always meant to be. So it's not a collapse, it's not fragility, it's not weakness. It's a powerful return to the truth beneath protection, the voice beneath silence, and the presence beneath performing. And so the softening is not weakness or passivity. It's not allowing ourselves to be mistreated, letting go of healthy boundaries, or ignoring difficult emotions or experiences. It's not that. It's understanding. So softening means choosing to lower our armor, letting go of self-protection that keeps us from being authentic, creating space to embrace vulnerability, becoming more present to ourselves and others. So the armor and why we wear it. So Brene Brown did a wonderful quote that we put on our emotional armor every morning. We hustle for our worthiness. We numb our vulnerability. We pretend, please, perfect, and prove. I know there's a spelling mistake in there. But she had groundbreaking work when she stumbled across this of her research in vulnerability and shame. And it speaks to the armor that we wear to protect ourselves from that rejection, from that criticism, from, and that emotional exposure. These are all survival strategies. But over time, armor becomes suffocating because while it might protect us from pain, it also blocks our joy, it blocks our intimacy, it blocks our trust and our soul truth. And when we look at the types of armor, you might recognize them as perfectionism, numbing, people pleasing, hyper independence, control, even disconnection from the body. These are all signs of someone who has had to hustle for belonging, earning that love, or surviving chaos. And when we talk about the embodiment of armor, it's our jaw clenched, holding back our expression. Our shoulders are tight, carrying the world, carrying the weight of the world. Our chest is constricted, guarding the heart. Our hips are stiff, fear of movement and receiving. Our belly's braced, trying to control our emotions. Softening is not just mental, it's cellular. It's remembering that your body is a temple and not a battlefield. Some of those key affirmations that you can take with you today, and you can write these down, are I release what no longer protects me. If you're feeling some of those things, if you're being triggered, I'm safe to be seen in my truth. You can repeat this. My softness is sacred. I don't have to hold it all anymore. I soften and I rise. So what softening really is, it's that nervous system choice. So it's our nervous system choice to pause before we do any reacting, an act of devotion to your truth over the image that you're trying to portray to the world. A return to embodiment, letting yourself feel without any shame. An energetic shift from force to flow. Softening doesn't mean you stop being strong. It means your strength becomes rooted in presence in the here and now and not protection. So rooted in presence and not protection. So going back to our slide and what armor tends to look like. So softening is that sacred act of releasing what you're used to surviving with so that you can finally remember how to live. So the tension you've been feeling is not a flaw. Of course, it's sacred. The tightness in your body that you might be feeling, that guarded heart, those sharp words that you're saying, or the silence that you're choosing to do, all of that is the echo of an inner armor that you built long ago. So the hyper independence, always being the one who holds it together, saying I'm fine when you're exhausted, or not letting anyone see what's really going on behind that smile. But here's the truth: the more we soften, the more we expand. And how beautiful is that? So softening is the bridge between 3D and 5D. And this is where expansion comes into, where we see flow, love and above. These are vibrations that we can exist in. So when we're in 3D, we can see that we fight, we push, we prove, we control. And these are all sitting well below 200. In 5D, we receive, we allow, we speak truth, and we live from alignment. That's 350 and above. The softening is where your nervous system meets your soul. It's where you stop trying to be okay and you just are. We're not forcing any type of healing. We're here to melt into it. Let's invite the body into this portal now. So you can sit or stand, whatever feels safe to you. I want you to close your eyes. And place one hand on your heart and one on your belly, on your lower belly. I want you to inhale slowly through your nose. Hold it. Just exhale with a whisper. Inhale again, opening up the chest, breathing into your heart, your ribs, your belly, and hold. And as you exhale, let it melt. So your shoulders drop. With the exhale, just melt the armor. Keep breathing. As you repeat to yourself, you are not here to hold it all anymore. And say to yourself, I am safe to soften. I am held and let go. Softened, I rise. When you're ready, take a breath in. Gently open your eyes. As we talk about where the 3D to the 5D shift through softening happens. And as you can see in the chart, we've got 3D into the softening bridge, into the 5D frequency. So as we soften, we begin to notice the difference between what we've been conditioned to believe, as in our programming, and what our soul actually knows. So in 3D, we move from fear, control, and self-protection, but through the softening, which is the bridge, we cross a sacred bridge. That bridge invites us to surrender, to loosen the grip just a little, to allow the body to feel and to stop performing strength at the cost of your truth. So let's walk through these shifts together. In 3D, we believe we must prove ourselves. The softening whispers to you, lay down the armor. So when we're looking to prove ourselves, it's a trigger to act on the bridge of softening and say, I lay down the armor. So that in 5D, we remember, I already am who I came here to be. So therefore, you don't need to prove. In 3D, we might say, I can't trust anyone. But when we soften and we allow ourselves to listen to the trigger, we feel the courage to open, even when it's so scary, because that's courage. In 5D, we say, I trust my soul and the source. So 3D clings to control, always gripping, always micromanage, always having to have the last word, stay in control, all those sorts of things. In 5D, we say, I trust my soul and I trust my source. But in 5D, when we're doing the micromanaging, we don't just say that. You know, the softening says, what if life can love me? And in 5D, we surrender into alignment and that divine timing. I believe all my life is aligning exactly how it's meant to be, all in divine timing. What if life can love me? In 3D, we hide our emotions to be strong, but softening teaches us that vulnerability is not a flaw. It's a gateway. And finally, in 3D, we believe being strong means going it alone. But softening says you're allowed to be witnessed. You're allowed to be supported and you're allowed to be held. So the bridge is always available. You don't have to leap. You just need to soften. Just one breath, one exhale, one step towards home. And as we do an oracle transmission, let this land. If you feel the need to light a candle, you can close your eyes if you wish and listen to these words. There is part of you that has never been touched by pain. It's golden, it's quiet, and it's wise. And it has waited for you to stop fighting. You do not need to prove your worth by carrying everything. You do not need to clench your jaw and call it strength. The universe holds you now. Let the tightness melt into the ocean of grace beneath you. Every time you soften, you return. You return to innocence. You return to trust. You return to your soul. Softening is not surrendering to the pain. It's surrendering to the truth that's beyond the pain. You are the light. You are the water. And you are the breath. Let it in. Let it move you. Let it remind you that you are safe to be seen and you are safe to speak as you breathe it in and you breathe it out. As we move into sacred tension, which is a little bit further back. So sacred tension, the tension you feel is not a problem, it's a portal. Sacred tension is the energetic stretch between who you have had to be in order to survive, the armor, the adapting, and the controlled, and who you are now called to become, which is liberated, embodied, and sovereign. It is that electric pulse that lives between past safety and future possibility. It's not dysfunction, it's not resistance, it's not failure. It's life rearranging itself inside of you. Softening is the alchemical space in between. It's the exhale between holding on and letting go. It's the moment of choice when we feel the fear and open anyway. So why it feels so uncomfortable? Well, Tension is uncomfortable because it lives in the in-between. In-between. You are no longer satisfied with the old ways anymore, but you haven't finally stepped into the new one yet. You feel the ache to speak, but your voice still shakes. You crave softness, but your nervous system is bracing for that impact to happen. When's it going to happen? You long to be seen, but shame whispers, it's safer to hide right now. Run. This is sacred. This is holy. This is the threshold. So the role of softening. The role of softening doesn't mean dissolving the tension. It means creating space with it. So the body stops gripping and the soul starts guiding. Softening is how we stay present in that stretch without collapsing, without bypassing, and without rushing to fix it. So when we soften, we breathe instead of brace. We feel instead of perform. We open instead of protect. And we stay instead of running. Soften doesn't mean the pain disappears. It means that we choose to meet it with a deeper truth. The truth that says, I can feel this and still be free. I can still have a cold and be happy. I can be uncomfortable and still be sovereign. I can be messy and it's okay. I can stand in sacred tension and still trust that the unfolding is happening for me. And so a little visual metaphor for you is imagine that the moment before an arrow's released, it must be pulled back in full tension before it launches into power. The pull is the sacred tension. The hand that releases is the arrow that is softening. And so some core affirmations on that is tension is not bad. It's birthing me. I soften to the stretch and trust my timing. I am safe to grow at the speed of love. My expansion is happening even when I'm trembling. And if you'd like to get out a pen and paper, there is just a journal prompt that I'd like to give you. And just close your eyes and reflect. When we go through this exercise, we just breathe into it. You can write them down and just get the first things that come up for you. The first words that come up. Where in my body do I feel most guarded or tense? Just trust and feel where that is. Write it down. Where is it? What belief has kept that armor in place? And just choose what comes up. I'm not good enough. I'm not worthy. I want to keep myself small. Whatever it is, just write that down. If I softened 5% more, what would become possible? So if I just crack that open, soften, what might I be able to do in my life from doing that? Take that extra step. Be a little bit freer. Have a little less stress. What's landing for you at the moment? What is it that can be softening for you now? What insights are going to arrive or have arrived for you? And as you've done that exercise, because you've paused the video to receive that, and you know what your belief is that's holding you back, where it is in the body, and that feeling, what it is, I want us to do a heart armor unhook. So let's close the loop now, not with answers, but with response. So slowly roll your shoulders back, and from your collarbone, sweep your arms down from collarbones down to your hands and say out loud, I unhook, 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 I unhook. Bracing the fingers, stretching, opening up the heart Taking in a nice deep breath, lifting up your heart. Inhale, feel yourself expanding, releasing your hands and wrapping them all around you. Giving yourself the embrace that you have been waiting for, and whisper to yourself, I am safe to soften. Soften, I rise. I am safe to soften. Soften, I rise. I am safe to soften. Soften, I rise. Place your hands on your heart and your belly. Anchor it all in. Take a breath in. Repeat to yourself, I am home. I am home. And as a final reflection, softening is the courage to stay open. It's the deep knowing that your power lives not in your walls that surround you, but in your willingness to love, grieve, speak, and surrender anyway. When you soften, your voice returns, your truth rises, your soul leads. So before I close, I want to offer you that grounding gift. Some of you have already received this, but it's a daily softening ritual that you can do 3 minutes of each day. It includes a short audio and a beautiful card with 4 steps on it. And if you'd like to receive it, I will put it in the chat below for you to click on the link. And if you'd like the audio, it's available as well. And all you have to do is DM me and I'll send it to you. So this is my devotion to your devotion. Thank you for being in the 21st portal and coming on and into Circle 21.